Hello, welcome back. My name is Keran, and I think my base is a little too dark. I love the aesthetic that we have built in this base, but candles are really, really hard to come by, and torches are way too bright. And a lantern is also just a little too bright for the base. So what I'm going to do is I am going to set up farms for the worst light source imaginable. I don't need to farm up honey bottles, nor do I need to farm up honey blocks. I just need honeycombs. We're gonna make a nice, simple honeycomb farm using dispensers and all of that. Problem also is that I need a lot of dispensers, and dispensers also use string. So I guess our first thing we need to do is finish a spider farm. Luckily, I went onto the world seed and I found out that there is a nearby spider farm just around the corner here. So we're just gonna take care of that one real quick. At this point, I want to try and do a little bit of a different sort of strategy when it comes to my videos. A big thing for me was that I'd record in like big, massive, like recording chunks, but for this video, I'm going to be trying to split up the recording time between takes. That way I can get, bigger projects done in the span of the recording session. So my game plan for right now is that I really want to be able to light up the base using candles. And in order to do so, well, I'm gonna need to farm them up somehow, and I need at least string, and I need at least honeycomb. All right, I did a little bit of work off camera. I was having a sort of off day, so I couldn't record everything, and I personally forgot to turn on flashback. So, I mean, we're good. We have ourselves our spider farm. Now, here's the big problem. I've completely made this area ugly. Here's the original staircase down that I made. Here is our new ways to get up and down, and I mean, boy howdy, that is so gorgeous. And then actually going down into the farm, it's even worse. The actual farm itself is just a box. I did see a very simplistic farm layout. I'm gonna list it in the description. I also want to fix this bit up. I just need to actually remember to bring the blocks. But, once again, as you can see, the actual layout itself is not anything to write home about. So I think what I want to do is I want to fix it up. But at the very least, we can get some string in order to make ourselves some candles. I did do a little bit of farming just off screen in order to make sure that everything all works, and it does. It ain't the most efficient thing in the world, but it's a lot more efficient than other spider farms that I've made, absolutely. I think what we're going to do is we're just going to spend a minute and fix this up, and then we're also going to maybe even use some candles in this area. My problem is I'm really struggling with this area, surprisingly enough, and I think a big reason is that the area itself is really, really small. I don't want to expand that initial area because it's already centered to the rest of the room, so I'm really struggling to just fill out that said space. But I have a couple ideas. Flint and steel. I don't want to put like a sign here, but maybe a memento. Alright, I think we're all done here. Everything's looking really, really good. We have our little storage units here, and then we have our nice centerpiece here. I'm thinking this area might have been a family sort of tomb that was used, and here lies some of the remains of those that had departed. Yeah, here we have our little centerpiece. Someone's final resting spot. Next area we gotta work on is this little spot right here. So I'm gonna just clear it all out and then figure out a build from here. All right, area has been cleared out. I even added just a little bit of like dirt here and around, and I gathered up the materials for a build. I think I'm gonna go for like a nice churchy sort of vibe. So let's head to the time lapse and go. All right, and there she does it. Our build is all good, and our church is looking fantastic. Now, I did decide on a church because with the burial ground in our spider farm, I felt like a church would be wonderful. So I've got the pubes here, and then I also have a coffin. I have like an idea for a story, but I'd love to hear any any ideas, that's for sure, but it leads straight on down into the spider farm. Going back up, though, I think the whole entire build is a very nice and wonderful build that we have done today, but we still have one last task to do, so I think we should just get right on to it, and that is the pathing. For the pathing, I'm going to mark it off with the path blocks here. I know I want to do like a staircase down here and have the path sort of curve like this right on through. So I think what I want to do is I want to make it sort of go here, continue on through, maybe curve this way, do another staircase up. And then for here, I actually want to bring the pathway that's right next to our entrance to the same level, so let's take care of that real quick. Wait's not on blocks. The church build itself is a very simplistic style and build shape, but I think it works perfect for a church. It's just basically it's basically just a small square, and I think that works out perfectly for it. So yeah, the storyline goes for that church is that the people that used to live in this area, that was their church, and over time, as more and more of them had perished, the more dilapidated the church became as there was less and less people to maintain it, and I think over time, everyone that would attend it would have perished until, well, there's only one person left, and nobody had the gall or the willingness to bury them. And I think having that little extra tomb right on the bottom where most of the other people were buried is also just a nice sort of touch. And yeah, I'm gonna just continue with the same sort of pathing that we were doing. I do like that color scheme quite a lot when it comes to a path. So, I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I'm just going to be clearing out most of these trees here. Although I absolutely love the pale oak trees, I think this area might have been more of like a local town slash homing area for the villagers here who attended this said church, and maybe over time the villagers, they died or moved on from this place. And I think their houses would be located on this said path. Just gotta make sure to clear out everything for it. In the meantime, though, I think we can leave a couple of these trees. Totally not because I'm lazy. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just lay down this initial layer of cobbled deep slate, followed by putting all of the little texturing into there. I know it's gonna lead to more blocks needing to be broken, but I think it'll lead to a much cleaner effect. That way we have more control over said blocks being placed. I think the path looks good. Now let's just get these staircases done. I'm debating whether or not I want to use cobbled deep slate again for them, or if I want to use stone brick. I think for like the big staircase we'll use stone brick, but for the smaller areas we'll use slabs again. Actually, I'm running a little low on stone brick. Let's just go to cobbled deep slate brick and just sort of call it. I think the last thing we'll do is we'll take a little bit of bone meal and hit some of these moss in order to get rid of the dirt. Oh, and maybe get some coarse dirt in as well. Finally, with this last little bit, what I want to do is I want to convert some of this into moss. At least going in. Right. I think with just a little bit more detail, I think this will work. Just gotta figure out what exactly I want to do for detailing. I want to give, like, I don't want to put too much. Because I know that for me personally, I'm probably going to remove some of this whenever I'm, like, expanding, so. Oh my gosh. Oh, it despawned! Hello? Alright. Not creepy at all. I think that'll do it for the path. Let's see it from over here. Oh yeah. It's nice. I think I'll remove a couple of these trees though before we call it. Oh, you know what? While I'm here. I think this is a nice, wonderful path. And once again, to check it from here. Oh yeah, those two birch trees were very much taking up the space. And I think I might even remove these three pale oaks, but I think they frame out the path really, really well. So I'll leave them until we can figure out some buildings on this side, or even on that side. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name has been Keran once again, and yeah. If you have any like suggestions for any builds, leave a comment. If you guys like the content, make sure to subscribe, and yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed. Catch you on the flip side. See ya. Dude, I forgot a honeycomb farm.